Send that on the fucking Twitter.
Good evening and welcome. My name is Stephen Hill, and I'm completely privileged and honoured to have been asked to present a few words before we see the feature event tonight, the launch screening of With Glowing Hearts. I've been associated with some of the Fearless City projects and clusters that are a key part of the movie for about 5 years now. And being an open, community-based organisation, people come and go. You have open meetings and you see some people once and then you never see them again. And I remember two weirdos showing up one day and they introduced themselves as John and Andrew, and they said they were filmmakers. And I'm not going to see them again. And the funny thing was, they were everywhere. You couldn't escape them. Wherever you went, they were there. You went on the Grand March for Housing, there they were. But they weren't just filming, they were marching too. You went to the Streams of History mobile streaming event, and there they were. Not simply filming, but joining in. I particularly remember Andrew and an elderly woman of Japanese heritage, and they were one of the teams filming out in the streets, and they made such a wonderful couple, and Andrew was such a gentleman. And then they were again at the Poverty Olympics. And then one afternoon I took a half day and went to support a W2 event at City Hall, and I thought I'd escape them. But no, there they were in the chamber, filming away, and all of that work was done with such respect and dignity. They didn't just film, they joined in. And there are many people making lots of movies, particularly in the east part of town, and they don't do it right. It's not a zoo. And John and Andrew have shown us how it can be done with dignity and respect and professionalism, but true to the cause that we believe in. So I'd like to honour them, not simply for the performance tonight, but also for the impeccable process that they've run throughout this performance. Hear, hear. The movie features thousands of people, but there are 5 key featured people whose faces keep on popping up screen after screen after shot after shot. And I'm glad to say they're all here tonight. The first is KK down here. Would you like to put your hand up? Thank you. So you'll see in the movie that half the movie KK looks like a trainee rabbi. He has this huge bushy beard, and half the movie he's clean shaven and looks like the rock god that he really is. There is speculation that he grows the beard to reduce the number of hot blondes following him around, but unfortunately for the rest of us it doesn't seem to make any difference. And then, talking of rock gods, there's Owen up here. You need to pay attention not to his beard or otherwise during the movie, but pay attention to the colour of the shirt he's wearing. Whenever he's wearing his trademark blue shirt, you know he's about to stick it to the man. And go to City Hall or go to an important meeting. And it brings out the steel in his eyes, something wonderful. And then Dave down here, would you like to put up a hand? Thank you. Dave, if you look at Dave's profile on LinkedIn or his resume, he's done more in the time he's been on Earth than most people do in a lifetime. And he's only 21, I think. and he has so many nom-de-plumes and aliases. There's Giggling Piglet, and there's Uncle Reed, and it's very difficult to keep up with him. But I did love one little piece in his profile, which is he said he spent some time at college, and what he was doing was waiting in lines, filling in forms, finding a seat, staying interested, listening to cynical professors. So anybody who talks about their college experience like that is fine with me. And then there's Garvin. Where is Garvin? Right at the back there. Now, I'm not going to say anything about Garvin, but I do think there's something we can do to make him smile. So after 3, I'd like a rousing cheer of Free Betty.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Free Betty!
Thank you. And the last of our 5 featured people is April down here. April, back away from the camera. We could spend a long time talking about April. She's a wonderful person. Her spirit touches everyone she meets. It's her presence and it's her essence, and she's just a wonderful spirit to be around. And people say that part of this project and the Fearless City project has April has been a great success story of that. However, I work as an employment counsellor, and for me this project is not finished until April finds a good, respectful job. So it would be remiss of me if I didn't use this occasion to say, is there anybody out there, after the movie, having seen what April does and see who she is there anybody out there who would be interested in talking to April about a job?
All right.
For me, the movie features 2 key themes. They're age-old themes. 40 years ago, back in England, I went to school, and year after year after year, we studied the goddamn Tudors and Stuarts, and the Reformation, and Martin Luther, and Cranmer, and Latimer, and the dissolution of the monasteries. Again, every single year, we studied the same goddamn history about the church. I'm sure it's an important thing to study, but every year, again and again and again, I did not understand why the church was so important. And then, sometime after I left school, I began reading good books and read this book about the Levellers, the early English socialists. And in here, it's so clear, I've never seen it written so clearly. Whoever controlled the pulpit controlled the information. And nothing has changed. Part of the movie is about who controls the pulpit. The second key theme is that of bread and circuses. How passive will people be if they're given enough bread and if they're given enough circuses? How relaxed and how tolerant of state corruption, indifference will they be if they're given a new BC-placed stadium for $500 million? Looking at Robson Square tonight, probably quite tolerant. Bread and circuses is a very old theme, and the full text of the original quote is, "Everything new restrains itself and anxiously hopes for just 2 things, bread and circuses." The movie is also about 2 other things. One is it's about new media, and the other is that it's about homelessness. Sort of SEO meets SRO. Now, those who didn't laugh will be asking their neighbour, what's an SRO? Or what's an SEO? We have a way to go. So let's watch a movie. The word movie, of course, is a contraction of moving pictures. And happily, moving pictures has a double meaning. So let's sit together and watch some moving pictures.